Hello and welcome to HRL TRS Season 6. We're finally here. We did that World of Outlaws Season 4. Now we're here for TRS Season 6. And this first week, we got some throwback races on Halo 4. Hellven. You may not remember this one, but Hellven. One of our two Haven tracks that we'd race on. So here's how Hellven works. You got the one side here. You got the one side here. Sticky Det in the middle goes off. They funnel in. You can go either way here. And this track is all about the line choice. You've got many options on this track for which way you want to take, left or right. So obviously you're hit with one of those immediately here. You can like cross over here if you want. Go straight up here. This is the finish line. I think the finish line is technically like lined up with this. Like there's no visible finish line, but I think that's like technically what it is, if I recall correctly, is like lined up with this like barrier here. So the choice here, left or right here, left or right here. Get up here, can split it whichever way you want here. We'll go to the right here just for this example. Go down here, close down this way to close out the lap. And even here on the closing the lap, you'll see most drivers just go off to the opposite side. Could see some collisions there, but if you wanted to, you could take it tight and you could just hold your line as well. So that's the whole idea with this track. Not too much collision cheese on this one, but just some hard like go-kart racing. I'd say this is a very go-kart TRS. If there was a go-kart TRS, this would be the go-kart TRS. Very, very similar to go-kart vibes on this one for sure. And that's kind of what makes it unique and pretty cool. So I'm definitely a fan of Hellven. This one's pretty, a pretty unique entry in the schedule, and it's pretty fun. The only thing that's kind of cheesy about it is spectating. We'll have to be on board for most of the race, but yeah, it is what it is. Laps. We'll do 45 laps. 45 laps for this race at Hellven. 5 more than we did at River Rapids. Let's take a look at the right side gate first. You've got Real Deal trying to take the repeat victory here. Vulcan, Solange, and Detail all the way there in the back. And then you've got Opix, Turkey, Armada, and Luke on the other one. And they'll be looking to take their first win of the season on that side of the gate. You got the Sticky Det in the middle. We're going to see this start as soon as it blows up. These drivers are going to funnel down towards the beam rifle spawn. Is that what spawns here? That's what spawns here in H5. Here we go. Green flag. And yeah, the starts are pretty cheesy on this one. And Luke dismounts. Detail gets involved. And really unfortunate. I have not seen this happen before. Super unfortunate how Solange gets stuck, but nice heads-up play to get off his goose and get the reset going early on. Oh, Vulcan gets forced out there. It's really unfortunate for him. It's already going to be a spot gained by Solange on that one. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. I've never seen that happen. I think we've only done 1 or 2 races here, but in the 1 or 2 races that we've done here. Oh, and there's that middle contact that we'll be looking for multiple times. Oh, that's so unfortunate for Solange. It's going to be a rough start for him. And who is your leader? Looks like it's actually Turkey. I think Turkey actually is leading on the start of this one. And gets a little bit held up there. And that's going to hold up Real Deal. It looks like Luke's going to try to make a move around the outside. They split off. We'll stay on board with Real Deal here and see how they compare when they get back to the middle here. And that's one of my favorite things about this track. I love the drag race sensation. Looks like Real Deal will get the edge on this one. Yeah, but I love that drag race sensation. Like when you get side by side with somebody right here, and then you split off different ways, and it's like that, that close race back to the middle. Oh, Real Deal. Mistake there. It's going to cost him some time. But yeah, that's one of my favorite aspects. That's what makes this track cool. The split lines are really cool. It's a really neat way to split up the pack, right? For like a go-kart type track like this, to have the alternate line choice. That way, if the drivers decide to, you can still have the cheesy pack. If the drivers decide to, they can split off different ways and even out the field a little bit. And I think that's really cool. And it's a really nice way to, again, like solve that like pack issue that you have on these go-kart races where you get all the drivers packed up, and it can get a little annoying sometimes with just the beating and banging and it being really hard to pass. It's a really cool way of solving that issue. So yeah, I really like that aspect of this track, and definitely a fan of this one. Definitely a fan of this one for sure. For whoever forged it, again, I'm not really sure who, but somebody forged it. I'm going to give credit to Turkey. I don't know if it was actually him, but I'm just going to give credit to him and say that he forged this track, but we genuinely do not remember and are not 100% sure. So speak up if you know, if the forger of this track, you know, if it's somebody in the comments or whatever. Doubt that, but if somebody actually remembers, yeah, I'd definitely be curious to find that out, that information. And right here, we're going to have a good split. We have Real Deal and Turkey going the right side. Oh, Luke hits the inside of the barrier there. It's going to cost some time, and Detail will probably make the pass here and start trying to work on his victory here. Definitely had a really good run at River Rapids, but too many collisions in the end. Going to try to make a recovery here at Hellven and see if he can, get on the victory step. And definitely looking to try to repeat. Obviously taking the last side series championship with the World of Outlaw 1. Really close points battle there, taking it by just a point. And I think he'll definitely be looking for that this season as well. But you have some other competitors that'll be looking for that unfortunate moment here for him that we go on board with him. But I think Slaunch will definitely, the reigning TRS champion, will definitely have something to say about that, and will be looking to get some runs. I'm sure he'll get some wins this season, and I think he'll be looking to compete for that championship as well. I think Real Deal's another driver. Vulcan and Opix, what is happening? Oh no, what is this? What is this? This brake check cheese here? They just cannot get up the hill. I don't know what that was all about, but I think this is a battle for the lead here. Detail trying to work down Real Deal, so it's the same battle that we saw at the end of that River Rapids race, and Detail's going to try to track down Real Deal here and see if he can make that move for the lead and recover, and get some revenge retaliation for that last race. But yeah, Real Deal's another driver that obviously taking that first win, I think he'll be, going for it. I think he'll be competitive. I think he'll win some races, and, he'll be looking for the championship there too. So yeah, Slaunch, Detail, and Real Deal, and I think Luke will obviously be making some runs as well. The close battle between him and Detail and World of Outlaw is really close, and I think we could definitely see something like that again here too. So those four, I think, will probably be making a run for it. That being said, the interesting thing about TRS, you could see somebody like Turkey, peek his nose into there too. And then there's some drivers that we're not sure about, how Opix will be on the different games, how somebody like Soul will be on TRS. Obviously, we don't have Soul tonight. Wasn't feeling well, but I'm sure we'll see him in the next event. I'm sure he'll definitely, run some of these. Vulcan, how is Vulcan going to do? It's definitely some new ground for him. So what is he going to do? A lot of question marks in the field for sure. But like that top four that I mentioned, I think we'll have a pretty good shot at battling for the championship. But it's definitely looking pretty far in the future there. We'll see how it works out. Trying to see. Oh yeah, so Detail's got the lead here and bottles up a little bit there, but he's got the lead. And you see, Real Deal just hit the lap. And who's in third? I think Luke might have hit it just before Turkey. So it's big gaps. Some big gaps got opened here while I was talking through the field and different drivers and stuff like that. So Detail's got a massive lead on Real Deal now, and Real Deal's got a pretty good lead on Luke as well, and Luke's got a pretty good lead on Turkey. So the gaps are getting stretched a little bit at this point in the race. But the interesting thing about this track is that you will see that lap traffic, quite a bit. So I think that'll definitely mix things up here, and we'll have to take a look at that. Slaunch making the same mistake that Luke did earlier, just brushing against that railing, and definitely costing him some time there, but still trying to dial in the pace on this track. That being said, Slaunch actually is in 5th right now, and he's not too far behind Turkey, so I think this might be the closest battle. Oh, until that mistake. Unfortunate with the dismount, the contact on the wall. That's going to cost Slaunch quite a bit, so now he's going to have to put his head down and make up that time again. He was actually really close to Turkey for 4th, considering, how bad his start was. But yeah, he's going to have to work that down again. That was definitely unfortunate. See where Real Deal is. Looks like he's still in 2nd place here, and gaps are definitely getting pretty cheesy. It looks like he's actually, looking to take Slaunch a lap down. Oh, Detail makes a big... What happened there? We might have to look at a quick replay on that one. Oh, that is unfortunate. He was trying to get it locked in the angle and just went too far, and that's going to cost him so much time. He's actually going to lose the lead to Real Deal. And look at how rough the recovery is from that, too. I don't think anybody got into him either. That was just an unforced error there. And that's really unfortunate. That's going to cost him so much time. He's actually going to go back down to third. And we're just a little over the halfway point. He's down to third. Luke takes over the second place spot. Real Deal moves into first. So now Detail's going to have to put the hammer down and get that pace back and not make any mistakes from this point on in the race, because that was definitely not what he needed, and it's definitely going to cost him quite a bit of time. But he could be looking for Vulcan here, maybe, to slow up Luke a bit, but they do split off. But maybe that'll open up an opportunity for second there, if you can use the blue flag as a pick. But instead, Vulcan's just going to make a mistake, go down, so Detail will just take that spot. Say, yep, I'll take that. Looks like Real Deal, though, might have some lapper issues with optics, but it looks like he's able to pass them pretty clean, so don't think it'll be too bad for him there. And yeah, it looks like Real Deal will still have a solid lead, and Luke's still going to have the second place gap over Detail at the moment, but it looks like Detail is making some gains, definitely showing his tires there on Luke's fender and getting pretty close to taking that second place spot. Let's see what he can do this time by. Looks like he has a pretty good run, and they're still battling pretty close for it. We'll see how close they get on this transfer here, but no, not going to have it that time by. Looks like Luke will have the gap that time, but he makes a mistake there, potentially with the railing, the same thing that happened earlier, and that's probably going to cost the spot. It will cost a lot of time for him there, and so Detail doesn't even have to fight for the spot. He's just going to move into second there, and still 16 laps to go. That being said, Real Deal has a pretty big gap, but it looks like Real Deal is moving into some lap traffic, and this could definitely spice things up here. Shout out to Clatton going online. Big shout out for that guy. And Real Deal, I think, making a smart decision here. Going to go to the right and try to avoid the lappers. Is that... Holy shit. Detail already made up a ton of time. What the hell? It's not even that far behind. Somehow, he's not even that far behind. Like, he's already really close. How the hell did he make up that time so quickly? But he does have to worry about Armada here. Oh, and Real Deal goes down. He goes in too hot. And he's going to concede the lead there. Detail's going to make both the moves for first and second on unforced errors out of Real Deal and Luke. And that's going to move him back into the lead. But can Real Deal fight back here? Looks like Detail might have some lapped action with Turkey over there. So maybe that'll slow him up and give Real Deal the opportunity. It does not. In fact, Turkey's actually going to pull out in front of Real Deal. And if anything, slow him up quite a bit. So yeah, Detail really putting on the pace. Whereas Real Deal and Luke are having a few minor mistakes here or there. Definitely costing them some time. It looks like Slaunch, by the way, has been putting in the work. And I believe he's actually taken over fourth place over Turkey. So this is a pretty good run out of Slaunch so far. Luke all the way over there with Armada is the next spot down for him. So it's going to be really difficult. 11 laps for him to chase down that next spot. But, I mean, he's been making some pretty crazy moves already with some of these gaps that he's worked down. So you never know. That being said, with how bad his start was, it's already a pretty good recovery for Slaunch being in fourth place at the moment. If he can hold off or hold on to this, I think that would be a pretty good run for him. I think he'd be pretty happy with that, with how bad that start was. Use Armada to make the turn there. Definitely a good move. But yeah, really good run for Slaunch. I don't know how he's made up that gap on Turkey, but however he's done it, definitely big points for him. And Turkey, you know, leading the first couple laps of this race, not what he was looking for, to be falling all the way down to fifth place late in the race here. Not a whole lot of time to make up any of these spots. Definitely not what he was trying to do. I think Opic's running a few laps down here. And Vulcan and Armada even more laps down, but it looks like they're actually having a pretty close battle with each other, so that's nice to see. You know, when you're running a few laps down, have somebody to have a buddy to battle with, because it can be, you know, pretty demoralizing when you're back in last. So it's pretty cool that Armada and Vulcan are actually lapped the same amount here and are actually duking it out for this spot. Oh, that is unfortunate, that entry there, but Vulcan not. Oh, and he absolutely slams Real Deal there. Wait, this might make things interesting. Look at this. Vulcan hits the recovery here and just absolutely slams Real Deal. The unfortunate timing right there. And this makes things interesting because, look, it opens up the door for Luke, and now Luke could potentially battle for second place here. That might have cost Real Deal his second place. He might have to fall back down to third on the podium. So potentially a big moment in the race there for Real Deal and Luke. You know, Vulcan coming in clutch for Luke on that one. Just messing up that entry a little bit, getting stuck, and then when he recovered, just had nowhere to go, and just absolutely slammed Real Deal, and it was honestly really unfortunate timing there. But still some time left, still some laps to go, and Real Deal's definitely going to try to, oh, unfortunate for Armada there. Real Deal's going to try to catch this gap, but look at this! Vulcan pays it back, but Real Deal gets stuck! Oh no! Oh no, I don't think it was intentional, but it's kind of funny how it works out. Vulcan actually pays it back here. He gets stuck again and recovers in front of Luke and cheeses him this time. So that's going to cost Luke the time. But look at this. Real Deal comes in so hot, in fact, too hot, and just goes off the side. And even gets stuck there for a bit. So it ends up working out for Luke anyways. And look at this. Real Deal's just completely stuck here. He's just completely... Look at this. This is Slaunch. He's not that far behind now. Slaunch is not that far behind. So Real Deal's really got to recover here because he's got Slaunch closing in. And, you know, if he sees the opportunity for that podium, he's going to take it. So Real Deal's got to clutch up here. And Luke's got to get by Vulcan and not get slowed by him again. Going to go the opposite direction there. I think the smart move in this position. And we'll see how this works out here because it could be pretty interesting and close for their points battle. And it looks like Luke will have the gap covered off. But let's go on board with Detail. Running a great race. Really good, like, last 15 laps out of him. He takes the white flag here one more time around, and he'll take his first TRS win in an official TRS series. If he can just make it around one more time, and it looks like he will be able to. If he just makes it here, and he actually makes a mistake and pulls off the wrong way. The race is not over. The finish line is that way. Go. You are not done with the race yet. Okay. Makes things a little weird, but fortunately for Detail, he had such a big gap that it was just some BM, and takes the win anyways, and is going to pull. This is another thing that I like about this track. I love this pull off to the podium here. Going to pull right over to the podium. Luke will hold on to that second. Real Deal will take the third. And right into the podium shot. Love that. Love that. That's pretty cool. Definitely going to have some more like nice pull-offs for the podiums on future tracks. Definitely like how they have it on this one. That was a good idea. For whoever did that, Slaunch does end up taking that fourth place. Looks like Turkey finishes in fifth. And it looks like Opix will securely have that sixth place. But what about Vulcan and Armada? How close are they? Vulcan's right here. And he biffs it a bit. Armada's all the way over there, so it looks like Vulcan has quite a big gap. I think he should be all right here on Armada, unless he cheeses really hard. But yeah, these guys, the lappers here, look like they're pretty gapped. Opix takes the sixth place there. He finishes his race. And assuming he doesn't cheese here, looks like Vulcan will be able to hold on to seventh, and Armada will take that eighth place. And yeah, all he has to do, nice and clean. There you go. Lap 45. Good job. Vulcan will take that, and obviously Armada will finish in eighth with that. So yeah, top three. Detail flies off there. And Luke and Real Deal, so yeah, congrats to Detail taking his first TRS series win here at Hellven. Now we're gonna move into the third and final race of the night at Mount Packer. So another classic track, another throwback there. That'll be a fun one. See you guys there.